Thomas was waiting at a junction when Thomas arrived. "Hello," said Thomas. "Who are you?" "I'm Thomas. Who are you?" "I'm Thomas. I run this branch line." "So you're Thomas. Oh, I've heard all about you." Just then, Thomas arrived. "Hello," said Thomas. "Who are you?" "I'm Thomas," said Thomas. "And I'm Thomas," said Thomas. "Well, isn't that nice?" said Thomas. There was a long silence. "Would any of you fancy a race?" asked Thomas. "Sure," said Thomas and Thomas in unison. "All right then," said Thomas. "Ready, set, go!" Oh, wait. Thomas and Thomas raced along at their top speed. "I'm going to win," said Thomas. "No, I'm going to win," retorted Thomas. "Oh, really?" said Thomas. "Well, you're not going to win if I do this. Hey, don't shove me. I'll shove you if I want. No, I'm going to win." Meanwhile, Thomas slowly chuffered along. "Oh well," he said, "at least the view's nice." Meanwhile, Thomas and Thomas were still fighting to see who would win first place. "I'm going to win," said Thomas. "No, I'm going to win." And he continued to shove Thomas. Same with Thomas. But then there was trouble. Up ahead were Thomas and Thomas, just sitting there, enjoying the view. Just then, Thomas decided to leave because he's too valuable. "Well, the view around here is nice. Say, what's going on over..." Luckily, all the Thomases were hurt. "This is your fault, Thomas," said Thomas. "My fault," said Thomas. "Who was the one that kept shoving me?" "You were," said Thomas. And they both got into a big argument. "You know what, I don't need to take this. I'm just gonna leave." Meanwhile, Thomas was still slowly chuffing along. Thomas and Thomas were still too busy arguing to notice Thomas passing by them. And he managed to reach the finish line just as the sun went down. "Hooray! I won!" he tooted, and he began to wait for Thomas and Thomas to arrive. Unfortunately, Thomas didn't see Thomas and Thomas arguing by the side of the track, and that's where they stayed arguing for a little more than 2 weeks. The end.